right, so I'm going to read and do this problem for the first time and perhaps make some mistakes, but I would like to model how I think about it, and if I do get stuck at some point and have to process through it, I will do that out loud, and it's hopefully a good example for you. So feel free to pause the video at this time. I encourage you to solve this problem on your own, or at least take a stab at it and see if you get stuck at a certain point. Then you can watch the video and even pause my video in the middle of me solving it once you get enough of a clue to get past where you were stuck. All right, so Luisa and Connor had $360 together. I'm going to do Luisa and Connor, and I'm doing it in pencil so I can erase. So all together, they had $360. After Connor gave Luisa 2/5 of his money. Okay, so I'm going to make, and then she had the same as he did. Okay, so he must have started with more. So I'm going to make Connor's be about this size, and he's giving 2/5. So we want to talk about fifths of his money. I'm going to break it into 5. 1, 2, 3. All right. So Connor gave Luisa 2/5 of his money. So this actually left him and got moved to her. And after that, she had the same amount of money as he did. Oh. So she must have started with just one box at the beginning, because when these 2 boxes moved to her, I'm going to do it like this. Now that she has this much, he has this much. They have the same. So this was before. I'm going to write a little before, or I could write at first. Before, and then after, these were gone, so he had this much after, and she had this much after. It was the same. I always look for whatever's the same in these problems. That's really helpful. So how much money did Connor have in the beginning, all right, in the before state? So before, he had 5 units. And how many units are there all together? So I want to be careful not to double count. He had 5 and she only had 1. So there were 6 units all together. Now, it could be tempting to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, but really these are these. So I only want to count them once. So 6 units, and we were told that that was $360 altogether. Let me quit my units. So that means 1 unit, 1 box here, must be equal to $60, right? If 6u equals 360, then we divide by 6. We get 1u is 60. There we go. So I can go ahead and actually fill in 60 here. I don't have to do it for all of them, but it can help me. And the question was, we'll always go back to what question is being asked. How much money did Connor have in the beginning? So I'm going to make a complete sentence rephrasing the question. In the beginning, Connor had, let's see, he had 5 units, which is equal to 5 times $60, which is equal to $300. And now I think I'm done. I've answered the question. I'm boxing my nice sentence here. Let's check mess. Model, I did my model here. Equation, I have equations here. My sentence solution I have, and my scratch work I also have. So I have my whole mess. It's not too messy though, so that's good. And let me think. Let's just make sure it makes sense. It's from a sanity check, kind of. If I got that in the beginning Connor had $500, then I would know I was wrong, because they actually all together had $360. So this makes sense if he had $300. So in the beginning Connor had $300. I can even make a whole, I'm going to do some fancy stuff here. In the beginning Connor had $300 and Luisa had apparently she had 1 unit, which was 60. So let's see, does that really add up to 360? It does, yay. And then there was a change that happened. Just continuing to really think through my work. The change was that he gave away 2/5. So he gave 2/5. And she got 2/5 of Connor's money. So now at the end, it said they had the same amount at the end. So this should be the same. Let's see if it really is. So 2/5 of 300, I'll do some calculations. 300 times 2/5. I'll make my integer into a fraction. I'm going to do some cross canceling here. So 5 divided by 5 is 1. Divided by 5 is 60. So 60 times 2 is 120. All right, so he gave 120. So in the end, he had 300 minus 120, which is equal to $180. But she started with 60, and this 120 that he gave away, she got. So she ended, yay, it really is the same. I am totally convinced that I got the right answer to this question. So this is some of my checking of my work. And I'm going to give myself a big check mark. And I still have my final answer boxed. And I'll star it because I'm really proud of myself. And oh my gosh, I just realized that a little bit was off screen. But I think you guys got the sense of it. It was only a little.